everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jess and today's video is going to be a project plan update video. First things first, I need to apologise for the lack of video last week. I'm not sure when you'll see this video. I think it will either be this Sunday or you'll see the video that I'm mentioning being missing today when I film this video, which is Saturday, and then this video on Sunday. Last week I just really wasn't very well. I'm still not very well, so if I do sound a bit under the weather, I do apologise. So with all that being said, I am ill again, but who's surprised at this point? I cannot seem to stay fit. Anyway, we're going to be doing a project plan update today. First things first, we have the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer in here. You can see this is really low now. It's so low in there. If I hold it up, I don't think you guys could see, but I could see in like this light here, the product is literally down to here. There is hardly any product left in here. So yeah, I feel like this will be finished in another month, maybe 2. I feel like primers are so deceiving with how much product is left in them. I am hoping to finish this sometime soon, but I will be repurchasing some primers to test. I have recently brought a couple of new foundations to test as well, so I've been slowly testing a couple of foundations and I want to try testing some new primers as well once I finish this one. And I have the foundation and concealer from the Photo Ready Candid collection from Revlon. I love this collection. My one pet peeve is this foundation is 8 milliliters under the size of your average foundation from the drugstore or high end. Normally they're about 30 mils or 1 fluid ounce. I have been testing new foundations this past month, so we haven't moved that much. We've just moved down to this bit here. So yeah, we haven't moved too far. I love this, such a natural finish. It's medium to kind of, it's almost between light and medium coverage, but you can build it to give you more coverage. I just prefer not to build my foundations a lot of the time. Yeah, I really love this. It doesn't separate on my skin. It's just one of my favorites and a really great formula that I always go back to. And we also have the concealer from the same range in here. I really do like this concealer. I will say I do go in parts with this concealer, whether I like it or not. We are to here in this concealer now, so we've moved definitely a little bit further. We're about here. So yeah, we've moved quite a bit further. I will say I've been enjoying putting my concealer underneath my foundation recently. I found that it allows my concealer to sit nicer and not look so weird. Like I find sometimes I put my concealer on, it just clings to my under eyes or to the patches that I put it on, and I think it's because I put my concealer in my dry patches a lot of the time. We have 2 powders in here. We have the Laura Geller powder foundation, which looks like this. This is in the shade Fair. This is their Baked Balance and Glow powder foundation. This is what it looks like. There's no visible progress on this, but I have been using it recently as a finishing powder and I've really been loving it. It gives this kind of soft, natural, healthy glow to the skin. I'm just going to give you guys a bit of a swatch on my finger. On my hand, you can see it kind of has this like glow and like luminescence to it. I'm not a huge fan of it as a powder foundation because of that reflectiveness. It really does make you look a bit kind of silver-y in the sun, but as a light finishing powder, kind of how people use the Hourglass powders, this is a really good option. I really do like it as a finishing powder. I am undecided on if I want to keep this or if I want to pass it on to a friend or family member. Not because it's a bad product, but just because I honestly don't reach for it as much as I should. The other powder in here, I have no problem reaching for. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade 10 Fair Light. I am going to be so sad to see this powder go. I adore this powder. I got it from America when when Luke and I went a couple of years ago now. I don't know, I just absolutely love this powder and you can't get it in the UK. Apparently you can order it on Amazon. I still need to have a look at that. But yeah, you do get 20 grams of products in here, so that's a ton of products. But yeah, I love this finishing powder. I've never found one that I love as much as this. It's so smooth on the skin, so natural looking, doesn't make you look cakey or anything like that. You can get the pressed powder version in the UK, but I'm not a pressed powder girly, to be honest with you. But we'll see. I probably will try and repurchase this because it has become my favourite powder that I have ever tried. Moving on, we have one blush in here. This is the Revolution Baked Blush in Bang Bang You're Dead. This is a little mini that I got in an advent calendar from them a couple of years ago. And I have decided I don't really like this blush. I thought I swear this is so much more pigmented when I swatch it than it is on my cheeks, but I've put this on my cheeks a couple of times and you just cannot see it on my cheeks. Is it because my skin is like not the right shade for it? I'm not sure. I'm feeling like I'm probably going to unhaul this blush. I have already unhauled the other one that I had from them, but I think I'm going to unhaul it because it just doesn't show up on my skin. It's really odd. And honestly, I have powder blushes that I prefer, but to replace it in the Project Pan, oh, I've just rolled it off the end of the bed. To replace it in the Project Pan, I'm going to put the blush from the Tarte the Tarte Ladies Night palette back into the Project Pan because I've been using it recently. It's what I got on my cheeks today. I love this blush. I feel like I just needed a bit of a break from it, which is honestly really valid. I was using it for quite a while last year. So yeah, I'm ready to move on. But we have some huge progress in this palette this month. If I turn it around to show you guys, here we are. The pan in the blush has definitely expanded from me using it this past month, so we will continue to monitor. I will probably take some pictures of the blush specifically for next updates, so you can see side-by-side comparisons, because I definitely am going to need some motivation when finishing off this blush, because I would like to use the whole blush by the end of this year, but we'll see how that goes. Also, another thing to mention, we already had pan in this shade over here, which is Vanity, and in this shade up here, which is Clutch. But this past month I hit pan in the dark brown in the shade Selfie. I cannot believe that I hit pan in this brown shade. I've been using it as shadow liner and absolutely loving it. I've been using it every day, and that is also like a sizable pan. Like, that's a pretty good size pan if you ask me. I'd really love to try and hit pan on all of the shadows in here this year. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I think I'm going to change the goal for the eyeshadows now to be to hit pan on Payday. I'm not sure if I want to go through with hitting pan on Own It and Blowout, or if I want to try and finish off a couple of the eyeshadow shades in here in general first. We'll see what my decision is, but for now I'm going to change it to be hitting pan on the shade Payday. So this now has two of our Project Pan items in, the blush and the shadow, and I'm really going to focus on hitting pan on that shadow. It's a metallic shade, which means that it should be quicker to hit pan on, and I did say at the beginning of the year that I decided not to do a pan that palette because I just find myself not being the most productive and motivated to do a pan that palette. However, I do quite enjoy panning. However, this year I have learned that I enjoy panning eyeshadows if they're in my Project 10. Still have not finished the Body Shop Body Butter in Strawberry. However, I have actually made progress this month. Look! We are pretty much empty. I'm going to call this side like empty because there's only a little bit in the sides. We're pretty much empty. Other than this part here, has been warming up a little bit, and I have been more intentional about using this on my legs at least when I get out of the shower. So yeah, hopefully this will be finished next update. I'm going to be pushing to finish this next update, I think. So going into April, we'll be on to a new body butter or a new product in general. I have the Revolution lip liner in the shade Chauffeur. I have used this so much this past month, and if I measure it, there you go, we're shorter than my pinky now because we're going to leave the bottom bit because it's not going to be product there, like the colour swatch. Shorter than my pinky finger now. Very, very pleased with this. I've sharpened it twice, I think, this past month, so I've definitely been making more progress on this consistently throughout the past month. Yeah, I don't know. It's a fine lip liner. I think I've said this multiple times. I want to restart my lip liner collection, so that's why I'm just trying to use this up so that I can then buy intentional shades and have kind of, you know, 3 or 4 lip liners that I love and I need the shade for. And then finally we have the Nivea Strawberry Shine Tinted Lip Balm. I will admit I have used this quite a lot this past month. Look at it, it's quite short. I didn't mark it. I definitely should mark it this month once I finish filming, which I will do. But yeah, I didn't mark it last month, but I will mark it this month. Definitely been using it. It's also melting slightly, if you can see that. And that is everything that is currently in my Project Pan. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I would like to see more videos from me, and I'll catch you guys all in my next one. Bye!